Andrew Leopard, congratulations on being nominated for Glazer of the Year.
Thank you.
Where are you from? And when you were a child, did you think it'd be a Glazer when you grew up?
All right, so I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia. Growing up as a child, I never really thought I was going to be a Glazer for sure. I came up from a troubled background and, running the streets. So becoming a Glazer pretty much saved my life in the long run.
So how did you get into the glazing industry?
My grandfather, he was a glazer for 30 years. He worked for my aunt and uncle. They own a 50-year glass company out of Atlanta, Georgia also. So that was the main reason I got my start.
And, you said kind of had a troubled youth. It was a family-owned business. How did you kind of start that path with them?
They reached out to me and I got a pretty good start in everything in the glazing industry. Being a family-owned business, that kind of gave my career a kickstart. I didn't really have no apprenticeship or nothing like that. I was pretty much hands-on from the beginning, just from ordering glass, breaking down different systems, curtain walls, storefronts, all that stuff, and being heavily involved in the industry, throughout my career has basically gave me a jump start to where I am now.
Good. What's something that the glazers need that the manufacturers aren't really providing?
Basically, as for me, I think the manufacturers are doing a great job. They're coming out with new products every year. Pretty much any tool you could think of that you need, you can pick up from CRL or FHC. Anything you need, they pretty much have that under control.
How about now? I know you kind of learn by being hands-on, but how about training or installation instructions? Could the manufacturers do better there?
Believe it or not, FHC, they have numerous online courses. Being involved in that, I have numerous lift certifications, OSHA 30 certifications. Like I said, FHC, they have heavy glass doors, they have handrails, they have, numerous online courses that you could take to advance in your skills in the glazing industry, so that's another thing that everybody should check out also. And then NGA has the My Glass class. I've completed that whole course during COVID. They had for a few months, they had free training for everybody. And I went ahead and took advantage of it. And now that's like a $1,200 course. So I was glad that,
Sweet.
I got to take advantage of that situation.
Very good, man.
there. Yep.
Tell us about some projects you've worked on.
Okay. So, basically coming up, I did a lot of car dealerships. We did Lamborghini dealerships, Rolls Royce dealerships, Mercedes, Audis, that's usually big curtain wall projects. Also, one of the recent projects I was on last year was 479. It was in downtown Atlanta. It's going to be a huge hip hop clothing store. And that was probably a bigger project we worked on. It was a mud hole, cramped together. All the trades was stacked on top of each other.
Sure.
Numerous curtain wall systems. There was a bunch of storefront, all Old Castle material. We love Old Castle. We knocked that job out in probably about 3 months with about 5 guys on it. Over 200 pieces of glass cramped in a small block, on a main road can turn into a big project. So
yeah, absolutely. You got to stage deliveries, block
for
off
sure,
the road.
definitely.
How would you define a glazer?
Okay, so to me, a glazer is an individual who is specifically trained in glass and metal. From cutting glass to cutting aluminum, a glazer must be properly trained in safety. A glazer to me is a jack of all trades. I would consider us the king of the trades. We pretty much do it all.
It's the first finished product to go in a building, right?
For sure.
How would you define a lead? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
How would you define a leader?
A leader to me uses his skills to empower everyone around him to get to the finished product. A leader to me is not really something you can learn. It's more of a characteristic trait. So a leader is somebody who takes over a situation and brings his team together to get to the finished product.
Do you consider yourself a leader?
I would say so. You know, usually when I'm around, I usually jump in and take control. I'm very hands-on, and you know, I like to take my team to the finish line for sure.
What's your goal? Where do you want to be in 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I plan on being in the field, going hard for the next 5 years. After that, I either want to get involved in the estimating aspect or maybe even project management. If that don't work out, then I would definitely want to pursue and opening my own glazing business. I actually last year I started my LLC, residential glass replacements, doing shower doors, residential glass replacements. You know, Alpha Glass, who I work for, we're a major commercial glass company, so we don't really tinker around in the smaller stuff. So any of that stuff we want to do on the side, they pretty much let us take it over. You know, there's a lot of money in shower doors also.
Absolutely. What do you need to do over those 5 years? What steps do you need to take to reach your goal?
Pretty much me, every day is like a learning aspect. I try to learn as much as possible and continue to advance in my career. I pretty much look at every day in the field as like a day in school because there's always something different going on, you know. Every day is different than the other, you know. One day I might be inside of an office and today we was outside slamming glass in the mud, you know. It's just whatever the day brings, we're going to get it done.
That's a good, open-minded, optimistic view.
For sure.
So, hey, Andrew, congratulations again. Best of luck, man. I enjoyed our conversation.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care.